It's always such a joy to come out of a theater loving a movie and then wanting to talk about said movie with as many people that'll listen to you as possible. Going into Sinners, I was really excited after seeing that first teaser. I didn't watch the second trailer that they released because I heard that it showed too much, and I was already excited for the movie, so I don't need another trailer to get my excitement up. Ryan Coogler is one of the finest directors working today as far as I see it. He's never had a miss with any of his movies, in my opinion. I've seen all of his feature-length movies, and they're all great. Some of them even fantastic, like Creed, which I just love. Black Panther too. I mean, he really is a director. He's an auteur. Sometimes those are few and far between nowadays. And I'm so happy to say that I found Sinners to be another intoxicating watch from him. A fascinating story, so fresh and original, and one that just absolutely deserves to be seen on the biggest screen possible. I do wish that I saw the movie in IMAX. My screening was just in a regular format. Don't get me wrong though, the movie still looked fantastic. The cinematography was done by Autumn Durald Arcapa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is the same cinematographer that worked with Coogler on Wakanda Forever, and it's just a visual feast. There are so many shots in here that kind of feel like they're stripped from a painting and just showcasing the beautiful landscape on display here, really helping to build this world that feels so lived in, and a lot of that is due to the writing. I would say for like the first hour or so of the movie, it's very dialogue heavy. After talking with friends afterwards about the movie, some wanted to get to the good stuff quicker, but actually in my case, I thought that the dialogue was just so rich, and you really had to pay attention to the stories being told about this world lived in, and previous character experiences, the relationships that they share with one another, and what has potentially drove them apart or closer together. I really just love learning about the world that Coogler created here. It takes its time, and I can understand if that doesn't work for some, but for me it really just set the building blocks for what was to come in such a fantastic movie overall. And the story is wildly original and refreshing. I am no vampire movie aficionado. I haven't seen the classics like The Lost Boys. I'd like to think this movie will satisfy all the hardcore vampire fanatics out there, because you get all of the gnarly action with a vampire story and just a great world and setting, and learning about where they came from. All that just feels so refreshing, because we don't often see these big movies, nearly $100 million budget, on the big screen with a director who has such an assured vision, getting to go play in a sandbox and deliver a movie that will just have you hooked from beginning to end. There's some things that are left unanswered, and it leaves more to come, and especially what it sets up for a potential prequel, sequel, whatever they want to do, spin-off. There's one mid-credit scene and there's one end-credit scene. The mid-credit scene, I don't really know why it's a mid-credit scene. I honestly would have just tacked it on to the movie before the credits start to roll, because it's very important. And then the end credit scene is a nice little tying a bow on it all, but it's not something you need to see to get. It's not going to answer any more questions that you might have. Neither does it set up anything else further. But for a movie that's over 2 hours, I found that the length was great. I never found myself bored at all. I was always intrigued throughout. A lot of that is due to this cast here, who is just brilliant across the board. Michael B. Jordan doing double the amount of work that all the other actors were doing, because he's playing two lead roles. He's playing a set of twins, and he does both characters. He's one of our finest actors working today, always delivering performances that feel like a chameleon, where he just goes right into them and you forget that you're watching Michael B. Jordan, rather this character. And watching interviews with him talking about the potential challenges that come with working with yourself in scenes where they had to use doubles, and I think that he really does a good job here, especially with the task at hand. You forget that it's one actor doing double the amount of work. Also great is Haley Steinfeld and Miles Caton, who, this is his first ever role. A star, man. You cannot tell that this is his first role ever. Working alongside most of these big stars, and he just really fits in, and he works great alongside them. I personally never thought that his performance was less than everyone else. Like, he was really standing his ground with them. And Jack O'Connell is really antagonizing here. And then Delroy Lindo, who is the comedic relief of the movie. And for about 80% of it, I loved his lines. I really thought that he delivered them well. The only setback with that, though, is there were times where I wish that the comedy was removed. And there's one scene where they're all going around and eating garlic, and I knew that they were going to do a punchline, and I really wish that it would have been removed just to kind of help build that tension more. As soon as the line was delivered, I just didn't really feel as tense. But that is going to be, for a lot of people, the like shining point of the movie, and the thing that really stuck out to them was the fact that it's this thrilling drama, but also a comedy in a lot of parts because it's really funny. Omar Benson Miller was very funny too. Wunmi Mosaku very much so surprised me with her emotional work too. All-star cast here. Also a very effective use in mixing of practical and visual effects. There are seamless transitions really, and I never thought that the movie looked poorly because it didn't look visually as effective there. I didn't really think like, oh, they could have touched that up a little bit more. I thought it really overall looked very well done. And seeing practical effects in such a big budget movie is always nice to see, because sometimes movies will just resort to doing all visual stuff. Speaking of big things that stick out, the thing that really stood out to me with Sinners was how much this movie revolved around the power of music. There are a couple scenes in here that are best of the year, and we're only, almost 5 months in. One in particular, I had my feet going. I was like ready to like get up and dance. The other one though, I was honestly at a loss for words. I don't really want to get into it because you just have to witness it to see it. It's so well crafted. It feels unique and original, and again, just refreshing, sounding like anything I've seen, at least in recent memory. If you're looking to understand what I'm talking about, it's the scene with where you kind of first see the burning down of the barn. That's vague, but I think you'll be able to tell what I'm talking about when you see the movie. Specifically how music can bring us together and its presence over decades, hundreds of years, how it has evolved and grown with different styles coming into play. It was really just so nice. Sinners also has multiple crowd-pleasing moments, and maybe a little bit too much. It might go a little bit too far in the very end, but you know what? This is Ryan Coogler having a lot of fun, and you can tell, even though he might go a little too far. Sinners has style. It's a multi-genre blender with electric moments, musical, funny, drama, thrilling. The idea that you kind of sell this movie on is that it's a vampire movie, and it's a vampire movie for the ages. I really think this is going to go down as one of the greats. It's also just riveting with a world that I want to learn more about, and I just want to go back, dive deeper into it, rewatch the movie, and just get sucked in again. It's visually stunning. The music is just superb. And Ryan Coogler, man, he just continues to prove himself as someone who not only knows what he's doing, that's something that just feels so strong, it comes off the screen, but also just someone who knows how to tell a story that's going to bring people together. The movie-going experience is a communal experience, but this movie especially, my crowd was erupting with laughter and clapping multiple moments. It was just a delight to experience that with everyone. Go support this wildly original and refreshing story. I'm going to give Sinners an A-, and this is a must-see in theaters. I hope you enjoyed this movie as much as I did. Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, look forward to more content coming soon. My name is Ben. People call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.